and it is Make in India initiative. It was emitting from diesel train, first hydropower train, solar energy, wind energy. If electricity used, you can connect. I mean, electric train can be used for entire country. What about this oxygen? Hi guys, welcome to Believer Science Academy. So imagine you are in railway station and there is, usually what happens when we are in railway station, when we are about to board the train, we'll hear the sound of the train. Here in this case, you are not able to hear the sound of the train, and even the black smoke, it is not emitting, and even there is some kind of diesel smell used to come earlier. All this has been eliminated, and can you imagine which train is this? That is exactly your hydrogen train. Recently, India had flagged off its first hydropower train, which we call as Namo Green Rail. Okay, it was recently flagged off from Jind and Sonipat of Haryana, and this is one of the India's first indigenously developed hydrogen power train. Now, this is India has entered into some of the elite groups of the country which has its own hydrogen power train. Basically, these are Germany, Japan, China, and United States. Okay, only these countries are operating trains using their hydrogen fuel. Okay, so in this particular video, we'll understand how this hydrogen fuel is been made and how it is used in train and what are its benefit and disadvantages basically. Okay, so let's get started. Firstly, if you see, why did the India develop? Why? The question is, why did we develop this particular hydrogen train? As you all know, earlier we used to have what? Diesel engines. So diesel engine, what it used to emit what? Carbon dioxide and nitrogen oxide. It was emitting from diesel train, and diesel, we all know, since India is heavily dependent on imported crude oils. So our this crude oil foreign exchange was basically it was hurt, and it was also polluting environment through air pollution. And so these are some of the reasons why we actually need it. And you might be wondering, we already have electric. Yes, we already have electric trains. Then what is the need of hydrogen train? So electric train, where you can connect, electric train can be used for entire country. However, hydrogen train can be used where your electric trains can't be used. Example, if there is any difficult terrain is there, difficult terrain like our northeast, where it is not possible to this electric wires can't be passed in those regions. Even in Himalayas, Himalayan regions also, where electric, it is very difficult to provide electric supply there. We are using this particular train for transportation. We can use this hydrogen train for basically what? For transportation. Here the hydrogen, one thing is, it will provide what? Only water vapor. Okay, zero tailpipe emission will be done and reduce dependency on imported oil, and it is cleaner also and support India's net zero commitment. Okay, this is also this is basically what? It's an environmental friendly train. Okay, environmental friendly, and it is very effective to reach places which were earlier difficult to reach. Okay, now if you see the first train was designed by whom? It was designed by Research, Design and Standard Organization. It is a wing of Railway Ministry. Okay, Ministry of Indian Railway. It is Make in India initiative. It is landmark achievement under Make in India. It is one of the components of Make in India. This particular train had 10 coaches. Okay, at the maximum speed it has achieved is 110 kilometers, and which is operational is of 75 kilometers per hour. Okay, and passenger capacity is 2,600, and total total power is required is 2,400 kilowatts of power is needed basically. Okay, now after this, if you see, now before going further, let's understand some of the mechanism how this hydrogen train, basically hydrogen fuel, is produced. Okay, so let's imagine there is water. So in water, what do you have? H2O, which is hydrogen, and oxygen, both are there. When we pass electricity with water, in water, what will happen is hydrogen is separated and oxygen is separated. Okay, oxygen and hydrogen both are separated. Now this hydrogen is basically saved in fuel tank. And what about this oxygen? This oxygen can be used either for industries, either in industries or in hospitals. Okay, you can use this oxygen like this. Now, the main thing here is we are using green hydrogen. Okay, green hydrogen. Now, what do you mean by grey hydrogen? What do you mean by grey hydrogen? Grey hydrogen is, I told you we have to use electricity in order to, we have to pass electricity in water so that we can separate hydrogen and oxygen. Yes. Now, this electricity should be coming from renewable energy itself, like solar energy, wind energy. If electricity is used from these components, then we call it as green hydrogen. However, if electricity is produced by coal, we call it as grey hydrogen. Okay, this difference you have to understand. Okay, only if we are using renewable energy, we call it as green hydrogen. If we are using electricity which is produced through coal, then we call it as grey hydrogen. Okay, so in India we are using green hydrogen. Okay, I hope you have understood this, or how hydrogen fuel is planned. Now, hydrogen fuel, it is saved in tank. Now, this tank, the trains can get their fuel from there, directly from these tanks. Okay, like we get fuel from petrol pumps. Same here also they can get from. I mean, there's a designation areas where they can get these hydrogen fuels. Okay. I hope you have understood the mechanism. Okay. Now, if you see why is this project important for India? Why it is important? As I already told you, it is zero emission. Okay, it is zero emission and low noise pollution also, and reduce carbon footprint also for passenger per kilometer, and contribute to the cleaner energy. Next, strategic. What is the strategic benefit is? First one, strengthened energy security. Okay, and builds indigenous hydrogen technology capability also. Okay, now after this, promote domestic hydrogen ecosystem and help in achieving our net zero by 2070. Okay, it's all contributing to this particular goal. Okay, now since I have already told you how first stage 1 is renewable energy power is generated through solar and wind energy, and this green energy is produced through like electrolysis. Electrolysis basically means you're separating hydrogen and oxygen. Now, then hydrogen is stored in some some fuel tank, and that fuel tank refuel infrastructure will be developed where train can actually go and fill fuels there, and last stage is end use application where it can be used, okay, for transportation facility. Okay, now here is, it has approved in 2023 with the outlay of this courage, and the green hydrogen mission aims to make India global green hydrogen hub. Okay, green hydrogen hub targeting 5 million tons of annual green revenue production by production of green hydrogen of 5 million by 2030. Okay, this is one of the most important thing. Next year is, what are the challenges? As I already told you, can green hydrogen replace all train? No, definitely it will not replace. However, it can only support the existing system. Okay, if you see, while promoting green, it faces many significant hurdles where 95% is already electrified. However, it can't be replaced. However, the core challenge is the cost. The cost is very much. Green hydrogen costs nearly twice as much as grey hydrogen. Okay, next is infrastructure, extremely limited. These infrastructure, the fuel station, okay, these are very limited. Safety concerns, hydrogen is highly flammable and with wide explosive range, advanced monitoring, and it is very, basically what safety concern is, whenever there is train accidents kinds of thing, we still need to enhance our safety regarding this. Then what is this? This railway reality. Railway reality basically means, when initially in the start of the video I told, we can be used where there is difficult terrains. Okay, so where like Shimla, Himal ranges, Himalaya, Northeast, in these regions we can use comfortably these kinds of train. Okay, and the future of hydrogen, basically what? Hydrogen fuel is best deployed in non-electrified routes and heritage routes. Okay, heritage routes basically your Kalka and Shimla. Okay, Shimla, the toy trains are there. Similarly, we can replace this train. Okay, and mountain railways and remote corridor. One is, since we have already discussed, it is a clean energy, it is Make in India initiative, and it will provide energy security, and which means we are less dependent on fossil fuels, and green growth, which means net zero by 2030. Okay, I hope you have understood what is green hydrogen fuel and how it is prepared, and what are the advantages of this and what are the disadvantages of this particular train. First, green hydrogen train. Okay, and this train are called as Namo green hydrogen train. Okay, I hope it was very useful for you guys. Thank you so much.